Happy Saturday, October 18th, 2025. You're tuned into CoeCast. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. Today's episode was made completely with AI. Yup, we're battle testing Microsoft Vibe Voice 7B for the voices. If it calls me Riley mid-sentence, we're leaving it. Science.
All right, big one for anyone drowning in PDFs and scanned stuff. Baidu dropped PaddleOCR-VL, a compact open document model about 900 million parameters that claims top scores on OmniDoc Bench for parsing text, tables, formulas, and charts across 109 languages.
Which is spicy because that's upload the doc, get the structure, automate the rest. Not sexy on a demo reel, but it's the kind of boring powerful that runs a business. What's actually new here?
3 things that matter for automation. 1, it's small, so inference is cheaper and faster. 2, the architecture is layout-aware, Novit-style visual encoder, plus a tiny Ernie 4.5 language core around 300 million parameters, plus a new ppdoc layout v2 to keep reading order and structure sane. 3, it's open with weights on Hugging Face, so you can run it where your data lives.
So the Vibe is specialist brain for documents, not a generalist that also kind of reads receipts. They're saying it beats generalist vision models like GPT-4o on OmniDoc Bench, but benchmarks aren't your workload. Y'all still got to test on your weird invoices from that one vendor who types totals in Comic Sans.
Exactly. Benchmark doesn't equal production, but the 2-stage pipeline, layout first, then element recognition, usually means fewer hallucinated columns and better table fidelity. That's what kills automation headaches.
Talk to me like I'm in a content ops sprint. Who is this for? Solo YouTubers with sponsors? Agencies? Enterprise teams with compliance brain?
All of the above. Solo creators can use a managed endpoint or a small GPU box to parse brand briefs, contracts, and receipts. Agencies can batch white papers into JSON and feed research to writers. Enterprise teams get the real win: self-hosted, private API, audited logs, and no shipping PII to a black box.
Huh. And technical lift?
Low to moderate. If you can wrap a REST endpoint and wire N8N or Make, you're in business. GPU recommended for throughput, CPU can limp along for low volume or edge use.
Okay, but wait. Stack reality check. Why would I pick this over Azure Document Intelligence or Google's Document AI or Amazon Textract?
Control and cost. Closed services are great if you want turnkey and can live with their pricing and data boundaries. PaddleOCR-VL gives you open weights, predictable infra costs, and the ability to fine-tune workflows. Also, it's multilingual out of the box, 109 languages, so you don't need separate parsers for long-tail scripts.
And if you're nerdy like me, you might mix and match. I've used Donut and DocTR for scrappy OCR, Llama Parse for quick cleanup, even Layout Parser when I'm feeling old school. This feels like the new default doc brain in the open lane.
Totally. And it plugs cleanly into generate then verify patterns. Pull structure with PaddleOCR-VL, then ask your text model for a grounded summary that cites tables and figures. We talked about that flow in our Moondream 3 breakdown. Same philosophy. A specialist verifies, the generalist writes.
Let's do 90 seconds on the week in AI and why this matters. DeepSeek's new model is out there promising to cut usage costs, which means more teams can afford to run extra validation passes. OpenAI's been pushing real-time and prompt caching. Cache your invariants like brand rules only send deltas. That makes doc-to-digest pipelines cheaper. And Google's computer use in Gemini 2.5 lets agents click through portals that don't have APIs. Pair that with stable doc parsing and suddenly your download report, extract, summarize, publish loop is real.
Plus, Amazon Q and Claude Code plugins last week were all about governance and modular agents. Put them together. Governed agent to fetch docs, PaddleOCR-VL to parse, text LLM to summarize, then computer use to push updates into dashboards or CMS when the API is missing. Human approves at the end.
All right, give me concrete workflows someone can wire by like Tuesday.
Go time. 1. PDF to structured JSON or Markdown. Route fields into your CRM or DAM. Validate tables and formulas with rules point. If totals don't match line items plus tax, escalate.
2. Invoice and receipt extraction with a confidence gate. I'd wrap it in N8N, watch an inbox, parse attachment, run vendor-specific rules, then push to accounting. Build a no-go queue for low confidence or weird formats.
Research and white paper digests. Parse sections, figures, and citations, then pass structured chunks to a text model with retrieval. The output cites table numbers, not vibes.
Multilingual intake. One pipeline for 100+ languages. Batch queue, add a message bus, and spot check any low-resource scripts. Your localization sprawl just took a nap.
Partial 5. Video frame overlays. Sample frames from webinars or tutorials, run PaddleOCR-VL for on-screen text and charts, then reconcile across time. No native temporal tracking, so you need orchestration logic.
Who should be nervous? Brittle RPA that pretends to read documents but freaks out on layout changes. Also, OCR-only tools without layout brains. If a sub 1 billion parameter model can keep structure intact and I can host it privately, that's a threat.
Let's talk performance expectations without the hype. On OmniDoc Bench v1.5, they reported top scores across OCR, tables, formulas, layout. That's promising, but the job is to beat your baseline, not a chart. Measure acceptance rate, edit time saved, and cost per usable doc.
Price and access. It's open weights on Hugging Face, docs included. If you don't want to touch servers, you can use an inference endpoint and just pay per compute. I'd call the pricing fair to aggressive because small models keep your bills civil.
Availability is now. No waitlist. If you want managed, spin an HF endpoint. If you want private, deploy in your cloud. For throughput, a small GPU will carry you. CPU for low volume or edge cases is fine.
Risks and gotchas. Watermarks? Not really the angle, but watch export limits on managed endpoints. API caps can bite if you burst. More important, add guardrails. Confidence thresholds, schema validation, business rules like total equals line items plus tax, and a human in the loop for low confidence.
And log everything. Raw pages, model version, settings, outputs, and human edits. You want an audit trail when finance asks, why did this number get posted?
Integrations. There isn't a one-click for your favorite CMS or DAM yet. You'll do HTTP modules or a tiny microservice. That's fine, we're builders here. Also, it plays well with queues, so horizontal scaling is easy.
Competitive field snapshot. Generalists like GPT-4o do a lot, but for doc-heavy workloads, a specialist like this can win on speed, cost, and structure fidelity. Enterprise services, Azure, Google, AWS, are strong, but come with lock-in and less control. Open alternatives like Donut, Layout LM variants, and Nougat have pieces. PaddleOCR-VL looks more end-to-end.
Let's meme it. When your doc parser respects tables and doesn't hallucinate columns. I don't dream of labor, I dream of layouts. Sparkles. Spreadsheet emoji. Audit trail confetti.
Ha! Workflow Impact Lens, this can replace at least 2 tools in many stacks, generic OCR plus a janky layout detector. Net effect is faster intake, cleaner analytics, fewer manual fixes, and lower infra cost.
Okay, ship it kit. What does a minimal reliable pipeline look like?
Trigger. New PDF in storage. Step 1. PaddleOCR-VL parses to structured JSON with page-level confidence. Step 2. Validation rules check totals, dates, and schema. Step 3. If high confidence, post to your system of record. If low, route to review. Step 4. Text LLM writes a digest with citations that point to specific tables or figures. Everything logged.
I'd add multilingual routing. If language is outside your supported set, escalate to a bigger model or a specialist OCR. And for video overlays, add frame sampling and a reconcile pass that merges duplicates across timecodes.
Governance and licensing. It's positioned as open source for broad use, but read the model card before you ship customer-facing features. Treat it like production, set confidence gates, enforce business rules, and keep an audit trail.
Quick challenge. Do you think a solo creator should bother, or is this more for departments?
If you handle sponsorship docs, contracts, or pull numbers from research for your content, it's worth it. Even 1 hour saved per week pays for itself. For departments, it's a no-brainer.
And because it's compact, you can test without a week-long MLOps saga. Grab a small GPU instance, run a batch of your actual docs, and measure acceptance rate. If it's good, scale horizontally and call it a day.
Also, generate then verify pairs well here. Use your favorite writer model for the newsletter draft, but verify citations and numbers against the JSON we parsed. The verifier doesn't have to be huge, it just has to be strict.
Last word on trends. Small, sharp, and open is having a moment. DeepSeek's price pressure, Google's UI control, Amazon's governed agents, Anthropic's plug-in modularity, PaddleOCR-VL slots into that stack as the doc brain you can actually own.
Facts. Keep it honest. Validate on your corpus, add guardrails, and track outputs over time. If it holds on your workload, you've got a new default for document parsing that plugs into the automations you already run.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for hanging with us on CoeCast this Saturday, October 18th, 2025.
For more AI news and updates, hit coe.com/resources. Don't forget to subscribe.
Catch you next time.